Hello and welcome to the podcast hosted by myself, Louis Kessinger, and my dad, Tommy. We are a part of the Kessinger Lee Group at Baird and have been serving investors in our area for 4 generations. Our goal is to start a conversation around topics within the world of finance and to educate you, our listeners. Well, Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome back to the last episode that we're recording for 2023, and the first episode that you'll be seeing in 2024. This is another episode of Father-Son Finance.
Happy New Year.
Brought to you by none other than us two. And so today we are going to be talking about acronyms in the finance world in particular. So if you are scrolling on LinkedIn or you're at the doctor's office, you may see MD, PhD, CFP. There's all kinds of letters that people put behind their name, and we're going to talk a little bit about what some of those letters mean in the finance industry so you understand what they are, how people get them, and what value they add to whatever profession you may be dealing with.
Perfect. I think that sounds great. A lot of these designations that have these letters really are a way for people to have wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom is what you get from the experiences that you have.
Yeah.
And so I always say that wisdom is what you gain from the experience that didn't go as well as you hoped it would. So your experience in an industry, whatever it is what really leads to your knowledge of certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
So these designations help people short circuit or cut down on the amount of experiences that they have to do. So I've got 30 years in the business. You're not going to have as much experience as I will, but gaining some of these designations will help bring that experience to you and that knowledge to you.
Yeah, and the first group of letters that we're going to jump into is one that is very common in the finance world, and that is going to be the CFP, otherwise known as the Certified Financial Planner. And the industry itself over the last decade has made a huge push in making an emphasis on planning and starting the investment process with a financial plan that guides your investments and
those decisions.
Right. And so almost every financial services institution is going to offer some sort of planning,
Mm-hmm.
and a CFP, a Certified Financial Planner, is going to be able to offer that planning on a very high level. Personally, I am going to be taking on the CFP certification process in the year 2024, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what goes into getting that certification and what that process looks like. And so it takes a full year. It is roughly 9 months of education from an accredited university, and after that 9 months of studying, it then goes into 3 months of a review course process, and then you go into a 6-hour exam. And so sometimes these letters, I feel, can get a little bit looked over,
Right.
but they are earned. No matter what letters on this list we talk about, they're earned, and it takes a lot of work to get them.
And associated with the CFP is not just the coursework, all the classes that you take, whether online or in person, but you have to have a certain amount of experience.
That's right.
In order to be designated. So you could take the class, pass the test, but you still may not be a CFP.
That's right. You have to have 6,000 hours of industry experience That is equal to about 3 years of financial planning before you can even call yourself a certified financial planner. There is a route to attain the certification with 4,000 hours, so about 2 years of experience. If you are working directly under another certified financial planner, that means at its longest, it could be a full 4 years
Right.
before you can even put those letters behind your name.
Which is what makes that valuable.
That's right.
Because if you could just come in and 6 months take that exam and call yourself a financial planner, that doesn't give you the credibility that you need with the clients, with the public. And you wouldn't want your doctor to do that. You certainly wouldn't want your architect to do that. And you certainly wouldn't want your CPA to be able to just take a quick exam and call themselves a CPA.
That's right. And then on the last little part about the CFP, as a CFP, you are required to serve as a fiduciary. Right. And to be clear, we already serve as fiduciaries, so that's not something new for us, but it is a requirement of the CFP to serve as a fiduciary. And all that means is that we have to act in our client's best interest, legally, not just because we like our clients.
Yeah, I always say you should always act in the best interest of your clients, otherwise they won't be clients very long. But this does put a higher standard of care into your client relationship.
Yes, and so that is all for the CFP, and now we'll move on to the CPWA. And Tommy here got his CPWA certification in 2023, this past year. So I'm going to let him talk a little bit about what that is.
Thanks, Louis. So yes, the CPWA is the Certified Private Wealth Advisor. And really what that means is you're studying that content to help higher net worth clients with their higher end planning needs, whether those are stock options that they receive from the company, whether that is estate planning, minimizing taxes, making sure that your wealth transfer strategies go the way you want them to. Is your legacy going to your beneficiaries, to your children, to a nonprofit? Are you setting up some kind of foundation or philanthropy? The other piece of this is in business planning. So as you are looking to sell that business that you've created over 30, 40 years, there is a lot of planning that needs to go into effect. What type of corporation do you have? What type of partnership are you in? How do you exit that without giving all those hard-earned proceeds back to Uncle Sam? And so the CPWA was a great program to be in. It was 9 months of study. Now, again, I've got 30 years of experience, so a lot of the things that we talked about in those classes I have dealt with on a personal basis. But there were younger people in the class like yourself, and it really helped them understand what was going on with those high net worth clients.
Yeah, and I want to touch on one thing real quick about these two certifications in particular that we've talked about so far. And I just want to say we don't get these certifications to just have letters behind our name.
The alphabet soup.
That's right. We get these certifications because it allows us to better serve our clients and gives us a bigger menu to offer our clients. And I just want to make sure that everybody understands where we're coming from. We don't just want an entire alphabet behind our name. They're useful for us and by proxy useful to our clients. And those two in particular, one that he got this year and one that I'll be going after next year.
Just to be clear, as Louis said at the beginning, for those of you who are not our clients and you're going through LinkedIn or you're out there in another part of the country or what have you, and you're looking for someone to help you because we're not able to, then it's good to look for somebody with these kind of designations to help you. That way, they've gone through a little more rigorous study. They've gone through a little bit more education, just to help, which helps you in the long run. Mm-hmm. So if you don't know anybody in a market and you're looking for something, this may be a place to start, and then you can ask around. So,
and going off of what you said on, we may not always be able to help you. That takes us to our next set of letters, which is going to be the CPA. So one thing is, we're both financial advisors, but he's a CPWA. I'm hoping to be a CFP. In that same realm, in the tax world of things, there may be a tax preparer, but they may not be a CPA.
That's a great point.
And so I'll let you talk a little bit about the CPA certification.
Yeah, so a CPA is a certified public accountant. As Louis said, they are at a higher standard than just a tax preparer. Their goal as CPAs is to help you with tax planning. So that they're looking at the whole labyrinth of IRS regulations, and they're going to assist you in making the best plans for you, as opposed to just filling out tax forms. Obviously, that's important, but a CPA can do a ton of great things for you on the estate planning side, on the business planning side. And we work in conjunction with a number of CPAs, and we just have a great deal of respect for what they went through. Having an accounting degree myself, a CPA has to have an accounting degree. They have to have so many hours of work in the accounting academia before they can ever sit for the exam.
Oftentimes that ends up being 5 years of college as opposed to 4. Right. Sometimes there's an expedited track, but either way, they're taking more classes and doing more even in college just to be able to take the exam.
Yeah, and Louis, we want to make sure everybody knows, like, just because I have an accounting degree, we are not CPAs.
That's
we
right.
Are not even eligible to sit for the CPA
right.
exam. And so we try to work in conjunction with accountants and CPAs, and we try to work to help people with their tax issues,
right,
which is different than being a CPA. But this is a really high-level designation. Those letters do have meaning for them.
Just to add on to that, like, we do not prepare taxes, but we can help alleviate some of your taxes, maybe in a tax loss harvesting strategy that we've talked about in previous episodes, but we are not the ones in April who prepare your taxes.
Yeah, exactly. So let's move on to the next one, because it's also important in this industry.
Yeah. The CFA, or the Chartered Financial Analyst, is a big designation in the finance industry. Nobody on our team is a CFA, but we work in conjunction with many CFAs, and their role is really going to be in building portfolios and in research and analysis.
Yeah. A chartered financial analyst is typically going to be gearing themselves towards being either a research analyst that does nothing but looks at companies to decide their valuation, and or moving towards a portfolio manager. So managing an entire mutual fund, a hedge fund, a separately managed account. And that's really, they're getting that designation to show that they can do the analytics on individual companies, individual industries, and they are very highly regarded within the finance world.
Oftentimes, I think about it in terms of the CFP may be the client-facing portion that we talk about today, but the CFA is more so the back office. I don't want to talk it down, but they just aren't going to be talking to clients as much. They're going to be doing things behind the scenes.
They love research.
Right.
They
Numbers.
just love getting into the nitty-gritty of the annual report, listening to the conference calls, doing all those things. So it's an incredible designation. It's unbelievably hard.
It is
to get
very hard.
The the complexity of the financial world continues to develop with derivatives and swaps. It's more than just stocks and bonds. They have to know all of that. So it's really an impressive designation, and we're thankful that we get to work with a lot of those CFAs that are portfolio managers here at Baird.
That's right. And the last one we have on our list, although not the last one by any means, the last one we have is the CLU, the Certified Life Underwriter. And we just wanted to talk about it a little bit because it comes up all the time. That is insurance. I don't know if you want to kick us off.
Yeah, so the CLU, the Chartered Life Underwriter, is a designation within the insurance industry that just says, hey, I have taken a certification to understand the vast menu of insurance that is available to people. And insurance is a way to mitigate risk. As a father of 3, when you all were very young, I bought life insurance in case something happened to me. Other people might buy insurance to protect their business interests. They have a partner, and if something happens to one or the other, they want to make sure there's capital available immediately to pay taxes or what have you. But the CLU, you want to look for that in your insurance provider to help you make the best choice of all the various types of insurance that are out there. So we have a great deal of respect for people that do that as well.
To close us out on all of these letters here today, and I'll reiterate, we by no means have covered even close to all of these letters. There's things like the CHFC, which is a Chartered Financial Consultant, a CIMA. There's all kinds of designations, and all of them add some sort of value to the person serving you and then you as you use that professional along the way. And so we hope we were able to break down this topic a little bit. And if you have any questions about any other designations or what that might mean, feel free to give us a call.
Thank you, and have a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
This podcast is intended for informational and educational purposes only. It is not an offer to buy or sell or solicitation of an offer to buy or sell any security or investment or to participate in any particular trading or investment strategy. The information is considered to be from reliable sources, but its accuracy is not guaranteed. We do not offer legal or tax advice, so please consult your tax or legal professional for information specific to your situation. The opinions expressed are those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Robert W. Baird & Company, Incorporated. Please note past performance is not indicative of future results, and diversification does not ensure a profit or protect against loss. All investments carry some level of risk, including loss of principal. You should carefully consider investment objectives and risks of any investment before investing. An investment cannot be made directly in an index. Securities and investment advisory services are offered by Robert W. Baird & Company, Incorporated, a registered broker-dealer and investment advisor, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC. You should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of each money market fund carefully before investing. This and other information is found in the applicable prospectus for the money market fund. Contact your Baird financial advisor for a prospectus. Please read the prospectus carefully before investing. Money market funds are managed to maintain a stable $1 share price. An investment in a money market fund is not insured or guaranteed by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation or any other government agency. Although the fund seeks to preserve the value of your investment at $1 per share, it is possible to lose money by investing in the fund.